Hey everyone, welcome back to Far Offside. Today, we have to talk about the disastrous performance Manchester United put up against Liverpool. It was painful to watch, and honestly, it left a lot of us questioning what's going on with this team. So, let's dive into how United managed to look so clueless, especially under a manager who's supposed to know better. So let's start with the first half. On paper, Manchester United had the upper hand in possession. You think that would translate into control, right? Wrong. Despite dominating possession, United looked toothless. The possession didn't lead it to anything meaningful. It was just side to side passive with no real penetration. It's like team didn't know what to do with the ball. Liverpool, on the other hand, didn't need much of the ball to make a statement. Every time they had possession, they were dangerous. They pressed high, forced errors from Manchester United, and whenever they got the ball, they made it count. It was clear who had the better game plan. On the other hand, Manchester United, we were clueless. We were tactically washed in that match. It felt like this is a championship level team with the way we were playing. And Liverpool were just graciously running past us. Casemiro. Now let's talk about Casemiro, the worst performer of Manchester United that match. Even though he played for 45 minutes. A player of his caliber is expected to bring stability to the midfield. But what we saw is the complete opposite. His passing was off, his positioning was questionable, and he looked like a shadow of a player we know he can be. It's really sad to see someone with this experience drop a stinker like that, especially in a game of this magnitude. Casemiro's performance was a big reason why Liverpool could run riot. He kept giving the ball away, which only invited more pressure from Liverpool. For a player who's supposed to be the anchor, he was more like a sinking ship today. It's actually sad because I had built up so much um, hope throughout this summer transfer windows because the signings we made, and I actually backed Mr. Eric Ten Hag last season because he didn't have a players and still managed to win an FA Cup for us against Manchester City, our biggest rivals. But even though we gave him the signings he needed, I do not blame Ineos for that. Ineos has made plenty of investments, plenty of changes in Manchester United, and I like them. But this manager is a snake. The way he has handled this squad is just disastrous. There is no other word that can define this manager better. The more, the thing that more infuriates me over and over again, that makes my blood boil, is the fact that this manager has that audacity to come after after having such a disastrous match against Liverpool. He comes and he says, "We feel sorry for you if you think we are playing bad. We Liverpool were just a better team." He did not take accountability when he was asked what's he planning to do with this team. He said, "I have won 2 cups." Bro, no one is asking about you and your cups. Carabao Cup and an FA Cup. That does not establish you as a better manager, or it does not establish us as a better team than Manchester City. You should feel as shameless. You are shameless. You should feel shame of yourself that you are coming into this press conference after a 3-0 disaster against Liverpool in at your own home ground, and you have the audacity to compare your team to Manchester City. Being a Manchester United fan, it hurts me to the core thinking that this manager is comparing this team this team to Manchester City. Manchester City are title winners. They have won that title 4 years, and we haven't won it in so many years. That Premier League title. And you are telling me that we are better than Manchester City, but you are not able to defeat Liverpool. How? What kind of hypocrisy is this, Mr. Eric Ten Hag? I was backing you last season because I thought that you could do better with better signing, and you got half of them. Do not tell me about midfield. We have a good midfield till now. We have a decent midfield at least. We did not even do anything. We haven't created any chances in this match. Liverpool have done everything. I'm just surprised to see that it's 3-0 and it's not 6-0 or 7-0 like it happened 2 seasons ago when Liverpool actually beat us 7-0 out of nowhere. And see, this match was supposed to be suppose this season was supposed to close the gap between the top three clubs and us. This season was supposed to be the Renaissance era. This was supposed to be the season where we bounce back from all that adversities we faced last season. But I guess this isn't ever happening under you, Mr. Eric Ten Hag. See, I think that Ineos should give this manager a time period. That by this time, show us what you can give to the table, what you can provide to the table, what you can provide to the fans of this club, or else please pack your bags and leave. We do not care if we extended your contract. It's good that we did not actually renew your contract. There is a difference between renewing and extending. We want you gone. We do not actually care if we have to start off this process from the beginning itself, but it will be better than under you. I've told this multiple times that this is Manchester United, people. Do not raise your hopes, even though I did myself. Do not raise your hopes. This club will somehow find a way to disappoint you, as it did us against Liverpool. We were no competition to them. It's actually sad to see their manager, their players are coming onto the pitch after the match, and they are saying that it was so easy. We did not expect it to be that easy to play against Manchester United, because they also knew that Manchester United isn't the same anymore. They have made a couple of signings, and those are good signings. Those are world class players. Those are not some Burnley or some championship level players. They are fucking. There is a UCL winner in there. There is a UCL winner in there. There is a person who was considered or is considered one of the best defenders in the world, Matthias the Elite. We managed to sign him as well. But what's the result of that? Nothing, because we lost 3-0. Why to blame players? Because the tactics, where were the tactics? Where was all that big talks during the pre-season? We do not play friendlies, we play big games straight away. Where is that talk? Because if you're talking, make sure you back that up. If you do not back that up, then you are a clown. The manager who has the audacity to speak big things and he's comparing his current team to Manchester City should be able to prove that to the people that yeah, we are better than Manchester City. But I do not think we are. Even as a Manchester United fan and someone who does not really like City, I will just say this, that City right now are the best team in the world, probably after Real Madrid or before Real Madrid. Doesn't matter. They are the best team in the world. Where are we? We are we. It was thanks to that FA Cup victory somehow or the other that we managed to get into Europa League. Or else, I do not even see ourselves competing in Europe at this point. This manager actually needs to leave. There should be a manager who has a mentality that who accepts defeats and is ready to take accountability, that we'll do better next match. We will bring in changes. We will see where our problem lies, but this manager is talking about cups rather than talking about where the players went wrong. Stop trying to back every single player just because you think you will lose the dressing room, because you already will. Casemiro, I do not think he himself thinks himself to be a good player in that match. He himself would be disappointed in him. And when he sees this manager not seeing that, or is this manager seeing inferior, doesn't know what he's doing, obviously we lose the dressing room. It's not a scientific, it's not rocket science that you would see. It's shambolic. That performance. What was the reason I took 1 day, 2 days to make this video? Because I wanted to process what went wrong. We played good against Brighton, even though we lost. That's what it's a history of Manchester United at this point. We lost. Fact. But I was expecting more than that against Liverpool. I was expecting at least a draw or at least a win somehow or the other because our players are not that bad. I can say that. There are a lot of great players in that team, but this manager doesn't know how to use them. He brought in a 65 million signing of Mason Mount, but he's clueless to what to do with it. Because Mason Mount is the same profile as Bruno Fernandes, and you cannot start both of them. You have to bench one of them. And the reason you start Mason Mount when he is fit is because that's your signing, and Ineos knows that. You have spent 65 million on a washed midfielder of Chelsea, and now you have no other choice but to use him because he has a lot on his contract. And Manchester United cannot take this loss of actually terminating contracts of these deadwoods because they will go into FF. They will be breaking a lot of rules doing that. But before that, with during all of this, we need to give credit where it's due. Liverpool were brilliant. They knew exactly how to exploit United's weakness. They consistently tested our goalkeeper, who is another piece of shit in this club, and gave our defense a hard time. Every time they came forward, you could sense that danger. They were composed, clinical, clearly had a game plan that worked to perfection. Our defense constantly under pressure, and instead of staying calm, we ended up committing unnecessary fouls. You could sense the danger. They were composed, clinical, and clearly had a game plan that worked to perfection. Salah, Mohamed Salah at the right, Luis Diaz at the left, Dominic Soboslai at the center, and Diego Jota in the forward, and McAllister and Gravenberch providing that depth in the midfield just showed you levels. And Mr. Eric Ten Hag, please learn from your ex-rival manager and now a new rival manager, Arne Slot, that how to actually manage your team. Signings is not always necessary if you do not know how to employ them, how to employ the tactics. Arne Slot did not get any signings this summer. It doesn't matter if this is a world class squad already. To manage this world class squad, you need to be the man. You need to have that, what do you call that? You need to have that kind of a pressure around you that yeah, I'm this manager who can handle this squad well. I can employ my tactics well in this squad, and he did just that. They have maintained 3 clean sheets in 3 matches, and we have just maintained a single clean sheet in 3 matches. More than clean sheets, they have played better football before that. The system is so good at Liverpool, and looking at us, I feel that we are just living off of our glory days when we won the treble. It feels so nostalgic, thinking that our trophy winning days are already gone. Those cups, those doesn't matter when it comes to leagues or winning the UCL, doesn't come close. And where does Manchester United go from here? It's very, very clear that something needs to change. It's a manager, of course, the biggest reason out of all. The mentality, see, if this manager continues, players like Matthias De Ligt, Mazarui, Ugarte, and all these new signings that we have made will question that why did they join this club in the first place. I'm pretty sure if this manager stays another season, De Ligt will be looking to actually leave this club. He would want to leave this club. He would want to go back to Bayern, maybe, or maybe go to some other big club like City. If not City, then Chelsea, because they are playing good football. Now, it is what it is, man. And being a Manchester United fan is hard. But before I leave, I want you to tell me that where do you think things are going wrong for Manchester United? Manager, players, or some personal opinion you have on the club. So I am far offside, and I'll see you pretty soon in the future videos. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe the channel. And this is far offside signing off. Peace.